Gracie Abrams has made my favorite album that I've listened to over the course of the past year. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Absolute masterpiece. And Gracie has a new album coming out called Good Riddance. I just cannot wait for that to come out, obviously. But I woke up this morning and it just crashed down on me. Just instantly. And it's something I've thought about previously, but for whatever reason, I woke up this morning and all I could think of was, I haven't listened to Minor yet. Gracie's EP, her first EP. What the f am I doing? So I'm putting everything else aside and I'm going to spend some time with Minor, the EP. Gracie, I'm going to listen to that for the first time. Where do we go now? Go now.
Where do we go now? Where do we go now?
First track is Friend.
Pictures of the old us got me feeling older. I just can't believe you don't know what I'm feeling. Guess you got the best of this.
Oh my god, it reminds me so much of Little Mix's This Ain't Another Pop Song, I think it's called. It's off of Confetti.
They look for a picture perfect, don't look deeper than the surface. This ain't another pop song about falling in love or a party song about drinks and drugs. I just can't believe you don't know what I'm feeling. Guess you got the best of this. I hate the way you love me, and I hate that I still care.
Oh, that break on her voice,
how
man.
you feel like we would ever talk again. How could you think I'd be your friend?
It's a completely oblivious ex here. So the situation ended and they clearly had a completely different point of view than Grace. And when you're on such different pages, obviously you're pretty destined for a breakup, and then the breakup happens and then you just like think you're gonna carry on with some sort of friendship or the occasional booty call. Just no awareness of what was going on in this person's head at any time. And speaking on Gracie's voice, I love that she's always had this crack, this like raspy, just growly crack voice about to break at any moment type delivery. It's one of my favorite things about her, right after her patent.
And if I left my t-shirt, you
You can keep it. That's all you. It's not that important.
Don't wanna see you again if it's different, 'cause I'll only see all the things that I'm missing. And I should've cut all the ties, but I didn't. I didn't let go.
I should have, but
I just can't believe you don't know what I'm feeling. Guess you got the best of this. How could you think I'd be bad? No problem. Picking up the pieces, you just wanna leave one, killing me a little
I like that.
bit.
That rising layer of vocal.
The way you love me, and I hate that I still care. So funny how you feel like we would ever talk again.
I like that sound.
Think I'd be your friend.
I really enjoy the wonky sort of feel that the song takes here and there, and especially the way it's layered and really fills up in the second half of it, because it needed that. It's got this sort of sway circular type feel, and it needed something. It needed something to give it more of a full feel, because it didn't have a ton going on in it. And the message of it is going to be super relatable for a lot of people that haven't had like the greatest breakup, the most on the same page breakup, which is unfortunately something that happens a lot. It wasn't two-sided closure, clearly. All right, let's go on to track 21. That was a nice listen. I like the listenability to that one.
I missed your 21st birthday. I've been a bed on. I see the look in your eye and I'm biting my tongue. You'll be the love of my life when I was young.
I can kind of hear the difference so far, the non-Desner, but Gracie's style, I can hear all of Gracie's style in this. So she has such a clear vision already, and you can tell just going back this far, not that this is that long ago, that it's kind of the way she builds her songs and packages them, and adds new layers as the song progresses throughout it, and adds more vocals. There's something about all of that is just a very Gracie thing, and her voice like is just such a catalyst for all that, and just makes them sound like, even a song like this, which isn't my favorite song so far, just for like everything I've heard from Gracie, which is also elite. There's still such a high listenability, and I know I use that for the first track, although I do like the first track more. There's just such a high listenability to the track, where even if it was somebody else and I was like, oh, not my favorite, I probably wouldn't even go back to it. But something like this, I'd still go back to, just because Gracie's voice has that quality to it, and it's such a specific style too, where it's consistent with everything else. I can see this being pretty good live though. Under over.
Think about the months that I could not get out of bed. Going back and forth over the letters that I wrote but never sent. Wake up and repeat it, but I was barely sleeping, swimming in the memories, floating in the deep end. Can I be honest? I think about you constantly. You're closing every door, but now I'm looking for an opening. Maybe I'm just getting confused.
I love that rhyme scheme. Hold on, I really like that rhyme scheme.
But now I'm looking to you. Can I be honest? I think about you constantly. You're closing every door, but now I'm looking for an opening. Maybe I'm just getting confused.
That's such a great rhyme scheme.
I got, you got, we got too much time on our hands. I'm still chasing feelings that I don't understand. I'm underwater. Am I over you?
Common theme on this album so far is that youth and those relationships during that youth, when there's a lot of stuff you are figuring out, a lot of stuff you're going through, a lot of youthful experiences, unfortunately, that you kind of learn those lessons the hard way. There's a lot of that in here so far in just the first three tracks. Teh. When I read this, I read it as Teehee, even though, like, you know, like a little laugh, but I wouldn't spell it that way, so I'm not sure what it's supposed to mean. Maybe we'll find out.
Drowned in bathtubs, but you never opened up, and I never said enough.
Oh.
Thunder warning.
Oh. You never opened up, I never said enough. There's a lot there. There's a lot there, because then what the hell were you guys talking about? You know?
In bathtubs,
She's playing off of each drowned in bathtubs. I mean, what was she saying in the last song? We've got I'm underwater. We've got some themes going on from song to song.
No, I know it wasn't right. We pretended to hold it, went quiet, and we blamed it on the time, and we broke it, went silent, slept on floors of angry mornings, but you never let me in.
Oh, I like that.
So I stopped wanting it, tearing every wall and breaking down the doors, kept bending every rule till all of me was yours, and pushing things aside, but nothing ever worked.
They never opened up, and then you come to lines like, you never let me in, so I stopped running in. So she even just stopped even trying to attempt to get to know them like that. Kept bending every rule till all of me was yours. Kept bending every rule could mean like, kept bending every rule, like my rules of just, I have certain rules, relationship rules, where I need to understand you as a human. I need to connect to you in a certain way. It's kind of what I require in a relationship, and this person didn't let her in the way that she requires in that relationship. Those are her relationship rules, and she bent those rules for them because they just wouldn't let her in. And then all of her was theirs. It sounds like potentially, and that's some great writing, man. That's some great writing if that's what we're talking about here. But nothing ever worked. Nothing ever worked. Of course it wasn't going to work going at that pace, that rate.
Tearing every wall and breaking down the doors, kept bending every rule till all of me was yours, and pushing things aside, but nothing ever worked.
I like just laying all those lines out like that. Mentioning Olivia, I know I went to Olivia's tour, and Gracie opened for Olivia. What a show, by the way. I mean, you get to see Gracie Abrams and Olivia Rodrigo, two of the best songwriters, two of the best young female songwriters in the business right now. If Gracie's opening for Olivia, we know Olivia is a fan of Gracie. And Sour, timeline-wise, this would have been the project that Olivia Rodrigo was listening to. One of the many inspirations when she was writing Sour. And I can hear that in here, I can hear that all over this project. And that song particularly really gives me a lot of Olivia Rodrigo in it. So it's interesting now to hear some of these songs and sort of start thinking more about Sour and the songwriting structure of that. Miss You, I'm Sorry. Lyric video.
Forever in the end I fought it. Please be honest, are we better for it? Thought you'd hate me, but instead you called and said I miss you. You said forever and I almost
She's so good at those hooks.
I miss fighting in your old apartment.
Different rhyme pattern.
Breaking dishes when you're disappointed. I still love you, I promise.
Hey, they had Gracie, and Gracie, still loved them despite the breaking the dishes when they got upset about something, which is like not always the greatest sign. But hey, she loved them for who they were, and damn, they still lost that. That's pretty tragic, because when you find someone who that's loving and accepting someone for who they are. So they had that in Gracie. It didn't work out.
I still love you, I promise. Nothing happened in the way I wanted.
Hear that harmony?
Every corner of this house is haunted.
Every corner of this house is haunted.
I don't wanna go, think I'll make it worse. Everything I know brings me back to her.
Damn, she can't help herself. She reached back out. She might actually be, I don't want to go. Is she are they physically in front of each other? They're not ready, it sounds like, for each other or for what those feelings are. But they sort of can't escape that. And she specifically can't escape that. I like the build. This is a nice build. This is Gracie Abrams in her bag. This is the Gracie I know. Long Sleeves is what we're going to go to next.
Packing while you're asleep. You were the catalyst. I don't know what it is about how you breathe. About how you breathe.
I don't know what it is about how you breathe.
I wanna be alone. Hate it that no one knows you're good to everyone. All them but me. All them but me. And if you hear me leaving in the morning, could you just pretend that it was only wind? 'Cause I can't love you even if I want to. Got a lot to work through. You don't know where I've been. It's been a long time coming.
Oh my gosh.
It's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming.
This is great. She's packing up and she's asking him, hey, if you hear me in the morning packing up, just pretend it's the wind. Just pretend it's the wind. Packing while you're asleep. I don't know what it is about how you breathe. About how you breathe. I want to be alone. Hate it that no one knows you're good to everyone, all of them, but me. No one knows, though. Everyone sees you for this person that's, like, just great. Like, everyone, they're like, that what a great person. What a great person. They're just really great to me, and everyone, they're always around. Everyone, they're always around, and they just seem like they're such a great person. But when it comes to her, none of that. None of that energy is there for her. All of them but me. And if you hear me leaving in the morning, can you just pretend it's only the wind? Because I can't love you even if I want to. Got a lot to work through. You don't know where I've been. Probably haven't taken the time to get to know her. It's been a long time coming. Songwriting, man. It's a little bit of a vocoder in there she's using. And the classic Gracie vocals, again, on the cusp of that break. And you can imagine she'd feel that way as well.
It never meant a thing. Used to the turbulence. I wore long sleeves.
Used to the wait.
I wore long sleeves. Fought till you tethered me. Swept under surfaces. Never.
Was this an abusive relationship? Was this Was this a physically abusive relationship? Used to the turbulence. I wore someone treating her terribly behind closed doors. I wore long sleeves. You would wear long sleeves to cover up, your arms, to cover up something on your arms, it would seem in this situation. And the delivery on the I wear long sleeves too, just like the defeat in her voice there. Say something sweet to me, it never meant a thing. Oh, they would say something sweet to her and it would never mean a thing. I wore long sleeves. I fought till you tethered me. I mean, that kind of indicates too that you tethered me. That kind of indicates that there maybe was abuse there.
Fought till you tethered me. Swept under surfaces. Never enough of it. You didn't think.
Man, I didn't expect this.
You didn't think. If you hear me leaving in the morning, could you please pretend that it was only wind? 'Cause I can't love you even if I want to. Got a lot to work through. You don't know where I've been. It's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming.
Oh, I love the way she delivers that, man.
Time coming.
That coming, she drags it out.
Long time coming. It's been a long time coming. Coming down, I'm coming down, I'm coming down. I'm coming down, I'm coming down, I'm coming down.
What a great written song and personal. If we're talking about what I presume we could be talking about here, just this is such a perfect example. The way she's able to write her experiences into songs and use words that just kind of make bring those experiences to life, even when they're as tragic and negative as something like this is. You still get wrapped up in the song. And I heard some of I Hope You're Okay in that. Going back to Olivia and hearing that inspiration. Olivia's gotta love this. I would almost bet my life on Olivia being a huge fan of this project. All right, let's close out the EP with Minor, the EP title track.
Hit me 3-1 though, and I'll be home at some point past sundown. 'Cause traffic, you already know that. Oh, I'll put on a show if you just come over. I'm sorry, your house is in Glendale or somewhere far.
This is so fucking Lana Del Rey. Oh my gosh, it's like straight up Lana Del Rey.
M-I-N-O-R, I'm minorly stuck.
Again, Olivia, she even sounds like Olivia right there. It's such a changed from some of the other stuff I've heard. And it's reminding me of first Lana. Now it's reminding me of Olivia. Like, it literally sounds like Olivia Rodrigo there.
Hit me 310, we'll meet by the freeway. It's shady, but better than nothing. Oh, take my word. I grew up not far, but never been down here at this time. Your house is...
This is... I appreciate this lyric here. Is she saying because she's a minor? Like, when she wrote this, she's saying, like, I have certain limitations because I'm an minor. I mean, I would assume she's speaking musically as well, and that's like a play on the word. But in the context of this song, like, I'm a minor, so I have a curfew. My license limits me to certain times I can be out and all that as well. We'll meet by the freeway. It's shady, but better than nothing. It's not shady like because of trees and shit. It's shady because it's shady, like just meeting up off on the side of the road or something, like right off the freeway, off an exit, like a gas station, whatever, like a parking lot somewhere. It's shady. It's like, it's a shady look, or just to get that time in together. Like, it could be conceived as shady, but I love that because there's a romance to that. There's like a real sort of it lives in that world of being young and having a deadline to be home, and you're stuck in trees, spending so much time in traffic already that's taking up certain amounts of time already. So if you can just pull off the side of the road, and if you could just spend like 10 minutes in a car with someone that you really have strong feelings for, you'll take that. It's better than nothing. It's better than nothing. I'll take it. We've all been there. I have 1,000% been there. Probably 95% of us have been there, where like you just get the time in where you can with the person. And so like I really think that's a great line. She's probably living at home with her mom or her parents or whoever as well, so you can't bring them back there and stuff. Like, you're just getting the time in where you can. This is so Olivia. So forward with the vocal. Love how much of her vocal I got to just enjoy on that song. I feel like it was as much vocal forward as I've heard her in a song with very limited instrumentation and production going on everywhere else. And I already have so much appreciation for her voice. What an interesting closer to the song. What an interesting song in general that just, again, makes me think back to youth, and how relevant that is. Like, that shapes a lot of who you are and who you turn into as a romantic, what your desires are, like what your experiences are. All that stuff is so important. All that stuff probably built so many of these songs and her experiences that led to these songs. So I think that's a great closer in that regard. My favorite songs from this EP by the wonderful Gracie Abrams are Friend, T-E-H-E, we'll call it. So Friend, T-E-H-E, I Miss You, I'm Sorry, and Long Sleeves, I will say, are my favorite tracks on this, but I do appreciate that a lot as a closer. So much Olivia Rodrigo all over these last few tracks here, especially on that last one. It's interesting having that perspective now, because I didn't hear a ton of that. Like, when I listen to This Is What It Feels Like, I don't think Olivia, I just think Gracie Abrams. Like, this is such a special project. And to me, there's a pretty substantial difference between this project and that project, from where Gracie goes sonically, what her vision is for how she wants her songs to sound like. The songwriting goes up a level, but I really like this a lot too. I'm glad I have this in my life, and I've already taken some tracks from here that are gonna live with me for a very long time and are gonna be playlisted heavily, so I'm very grateful for that. And glad I woke up and said, today I'm listening to Minor. It's worth the listen and the sit down.
Like we're supposed to work somehow.
She just cries. She just can barely get it out. Orbit 2 by Artiphone. Badass handheld synthesizer. Just got it and can't stop messing with it. Thank you for watching me.
See you next time. Thank you so much for hanging out.